Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We want to welcome you all out to our first Monday meeting for the month of September. Month of February. It's passing fast, but not that. For the year 2026, we're so glad to see you out this morning. We've got a full house, and it's a lot bright in here. We want to thank our administration for the renovations and the upgrading that they're doing to our boardroom. It's really spectacular. And so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into our agenda for today. We're going to ask Supervisor Carver, if you don't mind, would you lead us in a word of prayer?
That's correct. Father, we just thank you for this new year, Lord. We thank you for the blessings that come with us. We want to ask for blessings on people that may have lost individuals over the last year. Just keep us safe. Thank you for this storm response. Thank you for the crews that we have, the personnel that we have, Lord. We just thank you for letting us come largely unscathed from that, Lord. Just be with this board this morning. Let us just do the diligent work of the county. Let us just speak with integrity, truth, honesty, and character. Thank you for these employees that are here this morning. Be with them as they travel, and thank you for the service that they do for us, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Supervisor Carver. Next item on the agenda, we have our citizens' comment period. This is a period where any citizen of Occidental County can come before the board to express any concerns that they may have, and the board is here with the listening ear. With that being said, first on the agenda for our citizens' comment period, and just a reminder that each citizen has up to 3 minutes to express to the board. So with that being said, first on the agenda for our citizens' comment period is Mr. George Seals. He is here and would like to express some concerns. Mr. Seals, good morning.
Good morning. I want to thank the board of supervisors for this opportunity to address y'all. And I also want to really thank Mr. Carpenter and Mr. Zilla who arranged for the equipment. With the elevator out, I can still be able to participate. With that said, I've heard from a lot of citizens across the county, and they're telling me that the board of supervisors members are telling the public that this renovation of the county lake dam is going to be 100% government expense, and that's far from being the truth. And with that, and with the expense being to the government, another thing that the county is saying, that the board's saying, well, even though the benefit cost ratio for renovating the dam is 0, it's federal money and it doesn't really matter. And what a benefit cost ratio is, you pay so much money to cost, and you get so many benefits out of that. Well, a 0 benefit cost ratio means for every dollar you spend to renovate the dam, you don't get any benefits out of it. It doesn't look like a wise way to spend money, regardless of whose it is. One of the things I think that would be helpful, and I have asked a couple of supervisors to request this, is to have the WDS put together a list of everything and a cost estimate that the county would have to pay for. Some of the more expensive things that will go on that list is every year the county is going to have to put up an escrow so that at the end of the life of that project, there'll be money in there to build the dam back, but we won't be knocking on somebody's door for a grant. Yearly maintenance, yearly lease of the school board, and here's a big one, you're going to have to be paying for upstream and downstream land use restriction, purchase the right of way, and much more. And those restrictions have done people how to use their land. It looks to me that that would take a long time to get all of that, and it would be quite a costly endeavor. And those
Mr. Seals, thank you so much for your time. Your 3 minutes is up. We certainly do appreciate your concerns. We have a list of concerns that you have. We'll certainly take them under consideration. And thank you so much for being here this morning. Next on the agenda, we have, Mr. Alvin Turner, our Citizens Comment Period. Okay, motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little, that we acknowledge Mr. George Seals' concern. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Turner.
Good morning to the board and president. This is Black History Month, and one quote that lady says, "Sick and tired of being sick and tired." The first thing a little like the Oliver Jackson wrote. Miss Jackson is 97 years old. She don't know where she'll live to see anything done to Oliver Jackson Road or not. Miss Lena Smith that live on Brandon Lane. She have health problems, and that dust is something serious. The people on Osborne Road they're worrying about the bridge. And now to the heavy concerns. My cousin know that I have grandma seed, and stress and stuff will trigger. I don't want to have a seed and fall from top step to the bottom. They can easily be triggered. Now we have played games long enough. Now if anything happened to me, tripped by something that could be involved, the family will sue the people that holding up progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. We certainly acknowledge your concerns and certainly take them under consideration. Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Trainer, that we acknowledge the comments of Mr. Turner. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Would there be anyone else? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. To the board. Thank y'all for giving us this opportunity to speak our concerns.
Would you state your name?
My name is Wilson Robinson.
Wilson Robinson. Good morning, Mr. Robinson.
I live on Bethesda Road, and I want to talk about Bethesda Road. Of course, it's still gravel, which causes so much dirt. Causes a lot of wear and tear on our vehicles. I worn out a pressure washer trying to keep my house clean. There's so much debris, the ditches need to be dug out. When it rains, there's so much water in our yard, which leaves a whole lot of debris in the yard. There's this ditch, I'm assuming the county dug down through there. And the ditch, every time it rains, it gets full, and it's regular spreading wider and wider. It's about to get up to my house. I'm thinking I know we need some rocks put in it. And also, there's this big old tree that's leaning, that has a limb all the way across the road. I'm afraid if it falls on someone's vehicle, it's gonna be a fatality. Because it's been there for quite a while now. Actually, when I go by, I actually have to speed up because I'm just that scared that it might fall on us or anyone else. Thank you.
And that limb's on Bethesda?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you give your address, Mr. Robinson?
135, my address is 135 Dock Lane, but I actually live on Bethesda Road.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Approaching the board with your concerns. Certainly want to take those under consideration. Need a motion to acknowledge. Motion by Supervisor Carver, second by Supervisor Williams, that we acknowledge Mr. Robinson's concern. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Would there be anyone else that would like to approach the board? If not, we will consider our citizens' comment period, closed at this time. Thank you all to all those that appeared before the board with some concerns, and we certainly want to take those under consideration.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
that is the second concern about Dock Lane and that area around Dock Lane. I think last month we had a concern about Dock Lane also. And I'm asking that the road department take a look at that area to make sure that all of those requests that Mr. Robinson presented today be taken care of. Road department.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Next on the agenda, we have a new item, a new procedure that our administration approached the board several months ago and expressed to us that they felt like it would be good for us to recognize and welcome our new employees for the county that has been hired. And we thought it was a good recommendation, so the board approved this process, and this process is called the oath of service. And doing this oath of service, this will give us an opportunity again to welcome new employees, to introduce new employees, not just to the board, but also to the county, so that our citizens will know who it is that's out there servicing the county and offering service to our citizens. So with that being said, we're gonna ask our human resource officer, Ms. Jennifer, if you would come forward and render this oath to our new employees.
I'd like first to take a moment if possible for them to be able to introduce themselves.
Absolutely.
Would that be okay? All right, can we start right here?
Michael Fields,
And what's your location?
Industrial Park Road,
And what are you foreman over?
patching and paving.
Absolutely.
Melissa Miller, Justice Court Clerk, Deputy Clerk.
This is Baltimore, former of A Shop.
Jawan Brown, former, crack sealer and paving.
Stanley People, former sign shop.
Sammy Bowie, former, Sturgis, Mississippi.
Like, Wayne Johnson, Superintendent at Fort Oak Grove.
Corey Brown, here, Kansas Shop.
Patrick Henderson, C shop, former.
Michael Carter, former D shop.
Stephen Ladd, transportation, city shop.
Eric Ware, Superintendent, Central Shop.
Billy Robinson, foreman, long crew.
Well, thank you so much and welcome. And if you would, please stand with me so we can go. At this time, I ask all new employees and existing foremen to please present and stand and raise your right hand. Please repeat after me. I
Melissa
Stanley
Miller,
People.
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of office or position which I am about to enter. With service as my guide, I pledge to uphold the ties that bind our community to each other, to act with transparency, fostering openness and truthful communication in my duties, to conduct myself with unwavering integrity, ensuring honesty, fairness, and accountability, to commit genuine engagement, respectfully collaborating with colleagues, partners, and citizens, to exercise diligent stewardship, responsibly managing the resources entrusted to Ottawa County. I understand that these values are the foundation of my commitment to public service in Ottawa County, Mississippi, so help me God. Thank you all so much. You can be seated.
Thank you. Thank you all so very much. Again, we certainly want to thank our administration. We feel like this is a key element in our onboarding process for our new employees, and we feel like it sets the standard and it sets the tone for the service that you all have agreed to render to the citizens of Octavia County. So we want to say congratulations to you all. Thank you all so much for joining the team of Octavia County. We look forward to working with you, and we look forward to being here to support you with any needs that you might have during your service that you render to the citizens of Octavia County. So again, congratulations, and thank you all so very much. Thank you. Let's give them a hand, please. All right, next on the agenda.
Thank you guys.
Good
We'll
morning.
make it without y'all.
Thank you all so much. We'll give them just a second to exit. Yeah.
No, I hope that gets me
That's, yeah. Okay, next on the agenda, we have approval of our previous board minutes.
I have one correction.
Yes, sir. Before we move forward with that, let's get a motion to acknowledge the oath of service. Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Carver. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay.
It was just on the January 20th meeting on the second part. Number 6, third one down, strategic vision, mission, and values policy. I came back in, I actually go to the restroom on number 2 on the Blueberry piece. I was back, I made that, a motion and seconded by Supervisor Little, but that last line they just struck, it says Supervisor Carver, myself.
Okay.
That's all it is.
So, we'll take note of that.
I
Need a
move-
motion to strike that line. Motion by Supervisor, Carver, second by Supervisor Trainer to strike the line under number 6. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Motion to approve minutes, motion by Supervisor Carver, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Our minutes are approved. Next on the agenda, we have a consent agenda. Need a motion to approve consent agenda?
Move to approve consent agenda.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. Any discussion?
I'm gonna, motion that the road department acceptance of road manager monthly report for January. That's part of the consent agenda. If so, I ask that that be moved to, part of the road manager report. That's number 2.
We can certainly accept the report as presented. The road manager will be coming to the meeting, and we can discuss anything that you would like to discuss, or we can take it off of the, out of the consent agenda and.
Just take it off the,
Okay.
consent agenda and move it down to road manager report.
We can do that.
Okay. Motion by Supervisor Williams that we remove the road.
The acceptance of the road manager's monthly report for January.
Okay. Motion by Supervisor Williams that we remove the road manager report for the month of January, removed from the consent agenda. Second by Supervisor Trainer. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. With that, amendment, we need a motion to accept consent agenda.
So,
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Carver. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next we got, County Administrator, Mr. Carver. Okay, Fire Coordinator, Mr. Patrick Warren. Good morning, sir. Morning.
I'm here this morning to ask for the approval for the road department for site preparation for clearing the future station out at 7280 Sturgis Maiden Road. Last year we bought that piece of land, an acre of land, it's cut over. I'd like to go ahead and get it cleared down before some growth starts showing up. Go ahead and get site preparations for a future fire station at that location.
Move approval.
Motion by Supervisor Carver, second by Supervisor Trainer. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, sir.
Is that your new side by side or EMAs or?
That's in your mail.
A couple people asked about it. You're gonna get it decaled out.
it was part of one of the EMS OF grant for the county,
Tell you what, Mr. Boyd, you're coming up next. Why don't you go ahead and approach the board first? We need a motion to acknowledge, motion by Supervisor, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Can I use this opportunity just to go ahead?
Can I take a second to kind of recognize the volunteers this last weekend over there? We had this ice storm, and I just wanted to say this, and I know that I didn't have this on the agenda, but I would like to recognize them. They have done a very good job for us. We had volunteers staying in the fire station over the weekends. We actually had somebody bring their camper and put it in the fire station so they could stay in there, so that way they could serve the citizens of Tillamook County. So I was very pleased and happy, and I think this board and the citizens should also be very pleased with our volunteers and what they've given to this county. They've really done a good job this weekend. Like I said, they were staying overnight at these stations to make sure that we had any emergencies that we'd be taken care of.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Any comment from our board?
I'm gonna do that same thing, Mr. Boyd, if you'll come up here.
Thank y'all very, very much.
Just for, you can just stand here, or stand there. I'm gonna do the same thing, publicly acknowledge, kind of track y'all on the distribution of your things through social media and how y'all opened the Mormon Center, and then heard nothing but positive comments. I do believe we were spared and dodged a bullet this time, but I think sometimes that's the best thing that happens because it prepares you for the next time. In the emergency management world, so to the road department, fire, volunteers, and especially you in the way that I know you and I spoke several times, and y'all, you don't want to exhaust resources because in the warming center or the tornado shelter, depends on, you can use too many people too early, so you open at the correct time, you close at the correct time. I do like the fact y'all have pet policies in place for individuals that have to bring their pets out. But again, just want to commend you and you and the road department and the sheriff's department and everyone. So I think that was an exercise, a live exercise somewhat. So hopefully, as a new director, take notes on the after action report. And have you got anything you want to say, or?
I just want to say how grateful I am for each one of the departments just working with our department, including the board. And I know a lot of people don't see what the board do, but I know y'all got out and rode the roads and gave reports back. And Sheriff's Department, Volunteer Fire, Road Department, they was giving reports back to our office. So it worked exceptionally well. Everything went really good. I do have a plan to do an after action with the department heads to see what are gaps that we can kind of fill in moving forward for our Tillamook County.
And can I say one thing, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm calling all the high school places, all the feedback and different, for other areas were hit very, very hard. We were very lucky. But one of the things, the major things, and this is a road department thing too, that it may be something that you could help us look into also. The clearing of the right of ways, from the energy people, the people who provide power and stuff out there. A lot of times, it's not just the counties, it's not the county's responsibility to send their right of ways. And I didn't know what, maybe we need to be more proactive where we're out looking and we see that those right of ways are not cleared or cut, and that we have communication with them that we know, where they are you know, being cleared regularly by them. Because a lot of them, they may have new people in place too, but I just don't wanna be caught like some of the other places where, all the trees are down, they've destroyed their power lines, and it's gonna be weeks for a lot of people in the county, and they are suffering. And, because of, right of ways that were not cleared. So, if there's some way we can kind of look into that and see, the right of ways with the power companies and stuff, that they are cleared on a regular basis.
Okay.
I don't know if it falls under, I would think it would, but
I think, it can be a joint effort between them, our road department, and just the board of supervisors to identify these areas.
Yes.
thank you so much.
Do you have the SMAC?
Yes.
I do have the SMAC agreement. The SMAC agreement that I have is just primarily, if there's a situation that happens in any county across the state of Mississippi, what happens is we can share resources. If we have something out in Tippahall County, and if there's a resource we don't have, I can contact either one of our neighboring counties or any county in Mississippi that has that resource, and we can utilize that resource and vice versa.
You need a motion to accept or acknowledge?
We need an approval so that we can get you to sign the agreement, and then we'll submit that to the meeting.
Yes.
Motion by Supervisor Carl, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Also, if I may, our proclamation that was signed initially for the ice storm, I submitted that initial proclamation already to the board president. I just need it completed with all the other board members' signature on it, so we can go ahead and get it submitted as well to the state.
Absolutely. We'll take care of that now. While we're doing that, I also want to echo how much we appreciate all the efforts that you all put into keeping our citizens safe and warm, and the information you all put out, so we'll know what's coming. Thank you all for what you do. Mr. Warner, thank you and your team for what you all do, and we certainly appreciate it. Certainly do.
Supervisor, Mr. President, I think what we need to do is ratify this document so that we can get it entered into the official record. This hasn't come before the board.
No.
For approval. It was done in an emergency situation.
Yes.
So what I'd ask is for the board to ratify this document after the fact, because when we declared the emergency, it was done through telephone calls and all that kind of stuff. So we need to ratify it. I need you to get me a copy of it so I can get it into the official record.
Need a motion to ratify. Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Williams. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
I have one more thing. I don't know what the county administrator put on. We were looking to, and I just want to get the board's, agreement with it. We were wanting to bring on two volunteers for our department. It's not paid positions, but it's called Volunteer Services Coordinator, to help us in our office, more or less that person be a liaison between our office and volunteer organization, so that we can kind of build a more robust team when it comes down to serving the citizens here in Tippahall County. Just want to kind of bring that to the board's attention. If we can get something like that done and utilize those two people in our office.
Let's don't vote on anything about that. Thank you for the information. You and I need to get together and flesh out what this procedure of bringing these folks on looks like, what their just, exact job descriptions are gonna be, and bring an entire packet to the board as to the plan, and we'll get that approved by the board. With that said, Jarvis and I have talked about this. I have received a job description for a volunteer coordinator. We've got some other ideas. We just need to formalize it all up, and we can get that submitted next meeting.
Okay.
That's okay with you, Jarvis?
Sure.
Have you thought much about time frame as to when you're gonna bring those people to the board?
as soon as possible. I have projects that I foresee in the future. I'll say this, our citizens want to help out in Ottawa County. They don't know where to go and how to start. And so, with our office being in the mix, I say we can build a much more involved Ottawa County when it comes down to volunteering, when it comes down to serving. For example, for our safe room, you know, we have to kind of coordinate people here and there. We can utilize them in that capacity if we have to activate the safe room or any other volunteer aspect. I foresee things in the future of building emergency preparedness kits. Things like that. I want to get our county much more prepared when it comes down to different disasters.
Sounds good. I think it's, sorry.
That sounds good. That's forward thinking. I appreciate you in regards to that.
We certainly do appreciate it. We think that's a tremendous idea. And like our county administrator said, once you all get together and flesh out everything, make sure that, you know, there's no liability to the county. And I think it's a great thing.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Motion to acknowledge, motion by Supervisor Carter, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? That motion passes unanimously. Now we have our road department, Mr. Collins.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we got a few things. First thing we'll have is the road manager's report.
That was one I had some questions and
Okay.
some observation about.
All right.
I see that those three roads on page, the one involving Civil Ridge, Self Creek Road, and County Line Road, those are hot mix pavement. All three of those are hot mix pavement.
No, sir. South Creek, is what we put in a cover, and we went in and covered up after it settled down. County Line Road is the same thing, where we put in a cover, and we went in and covered up.
I know, but, did you say Civil Ridge Road?
Civil Ridge is a road that we are working on.
That one's gonna be hot mix pavement,
Yes, we put hot mix
yeah,
pavement
that's
on it.
what I thought. And, that's 1.2 miles.
Yes.
1.2 miles.
Well, now the whole road doesn't get it. It's just we're doing a certain area on that road, and then we're gonna actually go back and reseal that road also, the rest of it. I don't have the figures in front of me exactly how much we're doing on that, but you know, I can't get it for you, but I don't have it yet.
But all these are gonna be hot mix pavement, it seems like it.
Well, that's what we're doing is we're repairing that road to get it ready for a reseal.
Right. But
Yeah, but we putting hot mix on there as a repair, and then we're gonna get it ready for a reseal. Yes, sir.
Right. Well, I'm glad to see that type of work being done, and that we are not discontinuing service. I know some things we think that we can't do it during the winter months.
Yeah.
But the last statement I made with you, let's do all we can.
Well, and we are, we are.
Just because the weather is bad.
Well, hot mix.
Some things,
Yeah.
I know all about
Yeah,
hot
you
mix.
can't do that.
I know all
Because
about
of weather.
hot mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do more with hot mix than you can with DBST.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You just gotta, right in the past few weeks, it's been too cold to even do anything with it.
Right. Well, I'm glad to know and glad to recognize that just because this is winter months, there are also some months that are warm enough at least to be able to do hot mix pavement.
We are. That's what we're working on. when it is warm enough, we will continue to do it.
And then some of those roads could be, prepared, and during the winter months, we can also be making preparation.
And we are, we're doing that on the many of them.
And I think in regards to that, I believe I talked to you about Daly Road, and maybe we can meet on that road and see what it is that need to be taken care of.
All right.
I don't have anything else. Thank you, Mr. Carter.
All right.
Make a motion to accept the road manager report.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little, that we accept road manager's report. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
All right, I didn't get this into your package. It actually was that ready, but it didn't get in the package to come up. But this is the crew work schedule for the next 3 months. And if that board want to wait till the next meeting and have any comments on that, since they didn't get it, we can do that.
Is there any way to add, anything to this list that is already here?
Well,
that,
this schedule right here will work the crews pretty hard to get it with the weather like it is. I wouldn't want to add anything to that until we know what the weather is going to do for sure, so we can actually start. Because right now we can't do any road building. We can do some, when the weather is warm enough, we can do some paving. We can do just a little bit of work here and there. But once it's dry, once the weather dries up some, that's when we can start putting ditches and working on building roads. But right now, you pull out a bunch of mud in the road and you got yourself a real problem if it rains within a day or two behind that.
I see sites and silver on here. What are you planning to do?
Those roads need to be grinded up. And that's what I wanted you to look at when we talk about them. But those roads are in very bad shape. They're cracked open, swell up, and they really need to be grinded up and then repaved.
On short roads, you plan on doing the whole thing? Or?
Yeah, the whole, on both of those. That's something, you know, they're both short roads. We like to do both of those. When we go in there, do both of those roads at the same time.
I see on Williams Road, we talked about that a couple times, near Lanier Lane. Is that gonna take care of the problems?
Yeah, we've already dug that out. We're gonna get out a chance to settle. And once it settles in, they went back this morning and do some cleanup and repacking on it. Once it settled in, we're gonna go back and hot mix that spot right there. It's probably about a spot, it's just in the center of the road, and it's about, I don't know, probably 150 foot long, something like that. But we went in and dug that out, dug it out, put crush and run in there, and we run into a situation, and this is what happened when they got in there and got to digging. What happened in that spot, you can't really blame anybody, but water was migrating under that road. When they dug it up, water come up, and so we're hoping that the crush and run give it a chance to settle, packing it, keep working on it. It'll pull that moisture out, bring it to the top, and then it'll stand up to what's there. And we'll pave back over here in another week or so.
of course, there are other spots also that, you reviewed some of those other spots on the same road that need some attention.
Yeah.
And I hope we will address some of those spots too.
Yeah.
Not with just cold mix.
No.
Cold mix.
We're gonna take care of those but that one right there was a spot. The reason we went on and worked on it, the spot started out as a 50-foot spot. It had migrated into a 100-foot spot. And so if I didn't take care of it now, it was just gonna keep working its way down the road.
Are you gonna take on the responsibility of striping, restriping?
Yeah, we'll just do a spray. We won't do a heavy striping. We'll do a spray striping. I got a little hand machine. We'll do a yellow paint striping back in there once the pavement is laid. It won't be, now we don't have that machine that'll put down that big heavy stuff. That will have to be, we can only put a temporary stripe in there. But we'll cover it a couple of times to make it a good stripe. But that's all we can do, that's all we have to put back in that temporary stripe. But we will put a temporary stripe back in there.
Spray a couple times.
Yeah.
Our comptroller had an observation on the schedule.
With your construction, I see y'all started on some of these roads. Can you get with me or let us know right before you start? 'Cause I need to know what funds are we using to process?
Yeah. Once I've got to get a project analysis together for Wayne, and then once we get into that area. This is just right now what we plan to work on. Mm-hmm. I'll get that together, once everything, and I'll get it to you, Wayne, and so y'all know where.
Are y'all currently working on a road right
now? The only thing we're doing right now is working on Silver Ridge, and we're working on repair on Williams Road. Now the other stuff, that we mentioned was just repair work, where we went in and covered those, like on county line, we covered that pipe up, that was just repair work.
But Silver Ridge and Williams.
Yeah, and y'all got a report on that on Silver Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do.
I have it, well, I'm gonna see it.
You do.
Williams.
Not the report, to know before you start the work, so I can know what to tell Deanna to pay it out.
Okay. Well, I think we did that already. Yeah, we did that already.
Okay.
That's on Supervisor Little Road.
Okay.
Would it be okay to, I mean, as quick as you all can, go ahead and get together and
I'm gonna go ahead on and get the funding amount on it together, so we can go ahead on and get it started.
Okay.
A lot of these roads are gonna be early spring, like Sykes and Field, it's gonna have to get to what DDST will actually, so that's gonna be around in March or so.
Okay.
Yeah. We just, I wanted to get you a list out and know where we were gonna be, so if y'all said, oh, no, then that's where we were.
Williams really is more like a maintenance type job.
Yeah.
Because we have already paid for that road to be done.
It's just
So
that's just maintenance.
Yeah, that's just maintenance.
Well, is that one that the contractor needs to come back and address, since the contractor was paid to do it and it didn't hold up?
Oh, yeah.
I would assume.
I wish we could have it.
Well, I would assume that road is newly done, it should still be.
Well, now that spot we worked on, the Lean Lane, they blame that on the garbage truck. That was blamed on the garbage truck.
Well, did everybody agree that?
No, I don't think the garbage truck.
I mean, if they, naturally they're gonna blame it on not them and not their workmanship. But did you and our engineer agree that that's what caused it? Supervisor Wheaton?
No, that's more like workmanship in my opinion. But it's not only that spot, but there's some other spots too as well. So we really need to call the.
Well, that's one of the reasons I didn't work on the others, is because the ones on the end, I wanted to kind of get with Supervisor Williams and find out exactly. But that one right there, it was to the point where if I didn't fix it, it was already starting to break up and come up, and I really need to fix it.
I appreciate you. It's good you move forward and fixing that spot, because it was one of the worst ones involved.
But I agree. But I think it would be the right thing to do to have our engineer to bring a report to the board saying that the workmanship from the contractor was what it was supposed to be, and this was being caused. I mean, we need something in writing to let us know.
And Mr. President, and this is for more reason than one, because we already have some additional roads under contract now. Long roads that are gonna be done, maybe by the same contractors. And Mr. Clyde, of course, is gonna overlook that project too as well. We got Blackjack Road under contract, and we got Bethel Road under contract. So we hate for anything like that to happen in the future, that happened with this one. So we need to at least call their attention to it, Mr. President. I'm glad you brought that to the forefront.
I think it's wise to have a recommendation come from our engineer saying yea or nay, that it should fall back on the contractor, or the county should be responsible for the repairs of a new road like that.
Because, I mean, if a garbage truck made that, just say if the garbage truck did it, to me, the road wasn't done the way it's supposed to, this road made for a garbage truck.
Garbage truck's supposed to be.
I mean, I guess, you know, I mean,
they should be able to travel over the road, shouldn't they?
that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Right, next thing on the agenda, I'm gonna pass these around. I had a gentleman come into my office, and I've had a couple of, you know, you've heard these around.
Before we get too far, let's go ahead and get a motion requesting our engineer report back, have a written report back to the board. Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Williams, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Let's have engineer report back.
Report back to the board.
On all the rules or just?
Well, on this particular one, Williams Road, because on these repairs, this is a new road. And
It's not quite a year old.
Right.
It should still be on the county.
Absolutely.
I wish that, other supervisors would drive that road too, take a look at it and see, you would agree too that that's a workmanship,
When I drove down that road,
I have driven it, and I can see some other issues that's gonna come along, yeah. Probably about time it reaches a year old, so. Back to, what I was, this is, if you'll notice, that bridge, and that this is the Octop Road, and this is the bridge that we worked on back, last year, that we had to shut Octop down. The bridge is not a concern. I had, some citizens come to me about this roadway right here in this curve. These pictures doesn't really do justice to it, because they don't show the narrative of the slope that's there. Well, it has no, the pavement sits, the slope drops off at the pavement. It has no shoulder whatsoever. And this is something, I think we need to have an engineer to look at, because this is not, this, for 1,500 feet from the bridge to the next hill, there's no shoulder there to even put side dressing on. This road goes off at the pavement, at the slope. It will not hold material like it is. You can't just go out here and dump material on the side of it. It actually got to be cut down and started at the bottom, at the ditch, and build a slope to, in order to put a shoulder there. A road should have at least a foot of shoulder, so if you come around the curve and drop your wheel off, you got at least a foot of flat shoulder that you can recover on. In this particular area, it has nothing there whatsoever for the vehicle to if it comes off the road, it's going down the slope. We've been blessed, lucky, however you want to put it, so far that it's in a curve. You can't tell it, but it's a long curve here, and it's real dangerous.
What do you do for just having like 2 foot?
Well, in this particular place, we're gonna have to shave the grass and everything off of it, back out here till where you see behind the ditch.
You got that far out?
Yes, sir. Because you got to start a whole show already. You got to start a new road out here, basically.
You can't put like a 2 foot sidewalk or something.
Oh no, in order to do that, you got to build that shoulder. It's so steep, it's not gonna stay there. That's what I said, the pictures don't do justice
There's
to
a
it.
picture in there, it probably does
Yeah,
justice.
you really have to go down there and actually, you can see where we pull over, there's a road on the other side, where we had our pickup pull over across the road.
Right there.
And
so
step
you go
over
off-
there and look at that.
If you go off in a small car and that one, you're not
You're not
going
coming back
flat.
up.
Yeah.
And it's, like I said, the road is right at the shoulder. I've had about 3 complaints about this, and I'm bringing it here to make a recommendation and get y'all suggestion and what y'all want me to do about it.
You need 1,500 feet of.
It's 1,500 feet right there in that area that is gonna have to be a shoulder built to make a shoulder there.
Is that 12 inches right there? 10, 12 inches?
That drop off is about 8 inches, the 8-inch drop off. But like I said, it looks like an 8-inch drop off with a shelf there. That's not a shelf, that's a slope.
But if half your car.
If the car dropped off, you off the road there. It's very dangerous.
I guess
Your
recommendation is, you alert the board.
The alert the board,
Something
something needs to be
done.
done. My recommendation is let's have the engineer take a look at it and let's see what we can do to get this particular area fixed. This road has a few more areas, but this is the worst one and it's the most traveled because that's where most of the traffic is.
That road has other issues too, like you say, but that is the most serious one because it's located in a curve.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna motion that we accept your recommendation to have a county engineer take a look at it and make recommendations. I believe that's what you want.
That's what I'm asking.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Little, that we, have our county engineer come out and take a look, make some recommendations and possibly some drawings on what needs to take place. All in favor?
Right.
Motion passes unanimously.
And Klein has done this before on South Montgomery.
Mhm.
There's a lot of traffic down that road that we talked about that.
Yeah, it's the same way.
Things up and that, and it is, that is something.
It is.
And he did, and I have a proposal from him, to fix that whole, to do that whole road, just to find the money to do it. Just had to travel all the time.
It is.
Let me ask you this, do you think you need to put some sort of signage out there right now until?
Yeah, we need to actually, I'm looking at putting some of the, what they call the ones that if you hit them, they'll lay down rather than steel signs. But yeah, it needs markers there marking that road.
Okay.
This might not be possible, but I wish that our top road is kind of dangerous to travel anyway, because it doesn't have a great deal of slope.
It does. Nowhere on it.
And that's along the whole road. If you're not careful driving our top road, you could be in very serious trouble. So I'd like to see us look forward to having some kind of grant funding to be able to do something. Some of that needs, some rails need to be put up at some locations. Some locations are real close to water development, places.
Actually, excuse me for interrupting, but we got several box covers on that road and several covers that need to be extended. Some were, we had some work done on it just below, we had some work done just below, where, it's right there. But anyway, we had work done on it. They extended the cover, and those covers had fell off. And we got some other places like that. It's got some, down there Mohai Road, it's got a short box cover, and the pavement is right there at the box cover. If you get off the box cover, you're gonna run off the road. That's when you're leaving Mohai Road coming, where Robertson Road coming north. It's a narrow strip right in there, but it's in a straightaway. It's not as dangerous as this one, but it's got several places on it that's like that. It actually, the road needs widening, and people have talked about it.
Well, you know, we've always got more issues than
We do.
Been fixing with, but I mean, in all honesty, we've got situations like that all over the county with some of our roads.
Yeah, cause you know, we worked on a lot of them on Sturgis Maven Road and fixed them.
You just have to, yeah.
So we work on this one and fix this one. If it's bad.
It is bad. All right, well, I'm gonna take your recommendation. I'll contact the engineer and him and I'll take a look at it and see what he comes up with. Next, I have a request from the school board. I think it should be in your package.
Yeah, this is the only item that was in the package.
Yeah, they want us to haul the material to them. They'll reimburse us for the material. And we'll lay it out for them.
Make a motion to approve the request.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Also, we have a cover request for Willie Brooks. He's on Cedar Lane. I think Brother Trainer, you know, it's on Supervisor Trainer's side.
Make a motion to approve the cover report.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
I think that's all we have on that. At the moment. Wayne, we wanna wait till you come in with yours and do the other part of it. On the stuff that we was looking at the other day.
We talking about the ditch?
No. We got that covered.
Oh, that's executive session.
Oh, that's in executive session. It's gonna be at the end.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were.
Motion to.
I got a couple.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I want to back up. It's 183 Blue Cut Road, and I'll call you with their information. But I said it before, I was able to get MDOT, road manager, federal trapper, everybody on board. So through just good work on that. We got about 5 state agencies meet on site 25 the other day.
Yeah.
The federal trapper did get
permission,
so now he can go on. So I didn't know Beavers was that big of an issue with the county, but they're probably working on about a 5-mile stretch. I would say it's starting to piece together, and it's running all the way back to Blue Cut, Bluefield, and probably on.
With that being said, I think we also need to get a motion that our administrator do a, what we call it when we get, law stretch this morning.
They trying to give me work.
What you got?
Like a resolution?
The resolution for Tombigbee Water to clean that ditch.
Which one was it again?
That's coming, it's from Highway 25, you know where the cross is at?
Yes.
It's gonna run through a corner of a property.
We already working on part of it. I didn't know whether that was in that resolution or not.
It's gonna run all, I think it goes all the way down to you.
Is that on your
They go all the way down.
I have the other side that they're coming out to look at.
It's in the
Part of it,
resolution.
This is the same resolution that is already being worked on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it travels all the way down to, St. Mark Road.
Yeah. How far up does it go? Does it include?
If you wanna come by, if we can look at what the scope of work looks like.
It needs to start actually at New 25, go through across.
If we need to do an amendment to the scope of work on the one we have, then we can look at that.
Okay.
Stop by.
What we're doing is take care of the problem, and then we're coming and fix it permanently, get it dug out. And take care of it.
There's actually no creek, it's actually a creek can fill in so bad from the beavers holding water till it, once he gets the water off of it, get the beavers out of there, that creek needs to be cleaned out so it'll have a creek instead of just a flat area where the water spreads out.
I wonder how many families gonna be associated with that, because we down now to one more family signature
I believe
to get the part that we need done.
Yeah.
So I guess if we had to back up, we have
I think it's only one, maybe one property owner.
One property
Right,
owner,
I
that would
think
be,
just one property owner, wouldn't it be?
I think it's all related, you get it all the way back to Chicago, and I think it goes all the way. So once they get that thing cleared up and start flowing, then they can really dig it out right for the first time, I think it'll alleviate a lot of that. That runs all the way to refuge.
right, with the area that you're talking about, I'm just wondering how many families gonna have to sign an easement agreement.
I'm good on mine, we just got it all done last week.
Okay.
I don't, yeah, all we'd have to do is get an agreement fixed up, and then I don't think it'd be much to get that one done.
Yeah, mine on my other side.
And it may be already in there, we just, I'll look at it with Wayne and
That
find
backs
out.
up to your side. It's up there, the Lincoln Drive and all down through there, and that other guy.
That Tom Dick River bunch is, they're very easy to work with. I think they would be very open to an amendment. We'd have that approval back very quickly. If there are easements that are required, that we would really need your guys' help in jumping on that, trying to get that.
And they are not very amenable to, an amendment.
They're not.
No, because every project all standalone.
Okay.
And because it has to go through their board and then their other board, our board, and then they have to do it, so if you have to do an amendment, it has to go all the way back through it, and it pushes the project all the way to the back again. It becomes a new project.
Correct.
I figured they'd want to do it while they was here, as opposed to have to come back.
She's correct. I had that same
Yeah.
situation before.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I thought so too, but it's not. Every project is standalone.
Because they have to, that board has to approve that specific project, so if you gonna add something to it, it has to, like you said, it has to go all the way back to it.
Yeah, I got another project that was right there where it was, but it wasn't in their project.
Man,
That they could not do it because it is another project.
The part that I'm working on,
Government by now.
that just feels like a,
the part that I'm working on now is very important that we move forward and finish it, because these are people who have homes that flood out. And I don't know how that
One
involves.
woman to sign it.
Yes, we got one more person. I think we'll get that done this week.
The original motion was for the cover, right?
Yes, I want to add a code to that.
Okay, I just want to make sure we carry that motion.
9522 Rocky Road.
No, we never carried.
Okay, we need to go ahead and carry that motion.
Second being, that's second.
Can I amend that motion to add 9522 Rocky Hill Road?
Yeah.
Curtis Snell Senior. 9522 Rocky Hill Road for Curtis Snell Senior.
Okay.
These codes are access property.
Access property, access property.
We have two cover requests. Motion by Supervisor Trainer, with the amendment to the original motion. Second by Supervisor Little. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay.
There's nothing else.
Well, thank you. Need a motion to acknowledge the road manager. Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Reed. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collins.
Right. All right, next we've got, County Administrator, Mr. Wayne Carter.
President, due to the implementation of the consent agenda, we'll find my portion of this meeting real short. I have, one item on the agenda. It's regarding the extension of Wingo Way, between Blackjack and Hale State Boulevard. Mississippi State University is pursuing this extension, and Oklahoma County is the responsible entity. What we need to do is approve the Wingo Way 8-step floodplain and wetlands evaluation as presented, and authorize the county administrator to coordinate with Neil Schaefer in order to execute a final public notice for publication in the Starkville Daily News regarding this wetland study.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
So to your questions, that concludes my portion of the agenda.
Anything else for our county administrator? Not motion to acknowledge Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Next on the agenda, we're now down to. Our Chancellor Clerk, Ms. Livingston.
Okay, this one is new to me. I've never had to experience this before, but back in, June of 25, the Chancery Court had appointed me guardianship over a young lady. She had no family, no income or anything. And once they just got me guardianship and then to remove her off the life support. So the minute we removed her off the life support, she passed. So I had to get Welch Funeral Home to come and get her, and we did the cremation. Well, I got a letter from Social Security on her disability that she had no funds. And I need to know how to deal with the payment to Welch Funeral Home on an indigent.
How much?
$3,600.
Our board attorney is on the phone. Go ahead, Attorney Robinson. Okay, thank you, Attorney Robinson. So all we need now is a motion to authorize her to go ahead and pay the invoice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little, that we authorize our Chancellor Clerk to go ahead and pay the invoice associated with this individual. Any other discussion?
And the amount on that is $3,623.
All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Mr. President, I got into your packet a request from the Sheriff's Department but I neglected to get it onto the agenda. I offer my sincere apologies and would ask that you recognize Chief Deputy Johnson for
I am coming on behalf of the Sheriff's Department. Okay. It's going to be in reference to bailiffs for the court system. Yeah. Chancery.
They get the raise?
They get a raise.
They're not getting a raise.
It's in here.
It's in the packet, but I didn't get it on the agenda. I just overlooked it when I was
because
there.
they're retired, they only make 50% of what they would normally get, and we have the ones that retire from terms. Once they work enough hours, they realize that, hey, I got to stop working because I'm going to go over the amount that I can make annually. So we actually to increase the amount, it's not going to cost any more. It just allow those guys that are retired to work more days.
Not bite into their PERS.
Right.
So their hours are the same, you're just increasing the cap that they can.
Exactly.
Chief, if I can ask, how does this base pay compare to your other employees? Is it comparable, say, to your deputies and you?
Yes, to the deputies with overtime, yes.
Okay.
Do you have any salary bailiffs?
I know.
This won't increase in salary.
That's what I'm wondering, if we set it at this amount, and then some point in the future, we decide to go to some full-time bailiffs or something of that nature, we may be hemming ourselves into a corner. I'm asking what your thoughts are on that.
Right now, the bailiffs only getting paid $100 a day.
That's correct, right? Yeah, they're part-time, they pay $100 a day regardless of how many hours they work. raising the base would allow them to work more hours due to, or more days due to their.
Yes, of course, then your full-time, bailiffs would probably cost a little bit more, because they'll be there every day, you don't have court every day. This is just for the bailiffs that comes in, the staff of justice court, chancery review, circuit.
Is it gonna affect our budget? Or is it
No,
gonna
it
stay?
should. I think you all have the same amount of court days, it's
Right.
just the ones that are affected by purge.
Just gives them more flexibility in which bailiffs they're
Right.
able to bring in.
The one that, the retired that are, armed and things like that, pretty much they get to a certain point, they start complaining, say, I can't work today. Because I'm getting close to my hour.
We've had a few that's retired from PERS, and a lot of them.
But it's just increasing the base pay so that they can qualify towards half, get paid half, so it's not.
And we're talking on the county now, this, what the cap that we've got in place.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, we need a motion by Supervisor Carter, second by Supervisor Trainer, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Yes, and this is.
Did you need to state the amount that you're increasing, or you just?
That's up to you.
Okay.
We're increasing from, 28,000 to 60,000.
But we don't have any full-time bailiffs.
Right.
Yeah.
So currently, some of the ones that
We're
are
not doing.
So
They're only working in court.
Okay.
Some of the time, that don't affect you so much.
just a PERS retirement. And that is on behalf of the court system bailiffs.
The motion was to increase the current pot from 28,000 to 60,000 to allow. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Chief. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Okay, we're now down to our board attorney, Attorney Roberts. Okay, thank you, Attorney. Next on the agenda, we're down to county business. The first item on county business, at our last meeting, the board voted unanimously to approve resolution to give to our delegation to speed up the process of repairs of the county lake dam. So we tasked our county administrator to go back and develop a resolution to that effect, and he has developed this resolution. So now we just need a motion to adopt this resolution.
So, inside your packet, there was a resolution after Supervisor Howard had an opportunity to review it. He asked me to make some revisions to that resolution. I placed the revised copies on your places there before the meeting. So while Supervisor Carver's out, if you wanted to take a moment to review that, I'd rather not, he not miss his vote.
I make a motion to approve the resolution.
Okay. It's been motioned by Supervisor Trainer.
The revised copy.
The revised copy, yes, sir.
Second Supervisor Williams, and we'll have a little discussion until Supervisor Carver. We can let him vote.
Yes.
We got a vote on the table. One of the supervisors has stepped out of the room. The original vote was unanimous. Do we need to wait on him to step back in? Yeah, he just stepped out temporarily. Okay. Okay. So
Go ahead and, go to the next one.
Yeah, we-
This was the last one.
Well, we can do this after we come out of executive session, don't we?
Okay, let's table that motion right now. I need a motion to table the motion by Supervisor, Williams, second by Supervisor Trainer, that we table the last motion until the other supervisor return. All in favor? Motion passes.
I'm gonna let you know, I made the motion.
Okay.
Because see,
Well, here you go.
Supervisor Carr. Supervisor Carr.
Yes.
So do you realize that we're going live here?
Yes.
And when you leave the room like that, you're holding, I understand that, but you need to do a common courtesy and let them know. Because
I go to the restroom?
when you leave, because see, the last meeting you wanted to remove it from the agenda, from the minute. And that's not the proper way to do that.
I would say as Carver wasn't present, Carver made the motion at the same time.
Well, at the same time, we can't take action because you were gone. So if you will, when you leave, when you get ready to leave from this table, will you please acknowledge and let us know so we can handle business while you're gone? Thank you, sir.
We got a motion on the table, to approve the resolution for the repairs of the county lake dam. We've got a motion by Supervisor, Trainer, and a second by Supervisor Williams. So we now ready for the vote. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, next on the agenda, we've got some items that we need to enter closed session to determine if we need to enter executive session to discuss these items, which will be personnel issues. So I need a motion to go in. Okay, I need a motion to go into closed session to determine if we need to go into executive session to discuss real estate and personnel issues. I need a motion. Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Williams. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. We're now
I think we all recognize the need to begin planning for a new jail. That was one of the city's main topics that they wanted to discuss. Another topic that came up was the building code inspections. We had some conversations with the city about potentially partnering with them as we work with Slaughter and Willingham to figure out our zoning and our codes and that kind of thing. We want to talk about would they or would they not be open to potentially being a third party providing some services if we decide to move in the direction of inspections, and that would help us do our planning with Slaughter and Willingham as we move forward with them. And then finally, the last item on the agenda was the Oktibbeha County landfill. Now, the Oktibbeha County landfill has been closed for a number of years. I don't know exactly when it was closed. City of Starkville, Oktibbeha County were in partnership with that, and Mayor's gotten John Cunningham. He works for Neil Schaefer. He's going to come in and give us both boards a report on the decommissioning of that landfill and what it's going to take to get that job done. Finally, we talked about location sharing. We were talking about doing it in this courtroom right here on the 17th at 2 p.m. Could you please double check your calendar and make sure that we're not going to conflict with anything?
And I would like to add to that, if we can make sure that we do any kind of concessions we can for people, with disabilities like today. There were 3 people here, one had on a boot, one had a cane.
Yeah.
And then, Mr. Seals had a Zoom in. So I didn't know, y'all were talking about maybe a QR code for people to be able to look at or something. I was just, you know what I mean? Because we are in a long time trying to get that elevator fixed.
We are.
And so I just don't want anybody not to be able to have access to the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. And I had offered, if I know they're coming, I can try and make accommodations. So we made those accommodations for Mr. Seals. We're glad to make accommodations, even to the point of relocating the meeting if that's what we have to do. Update on the elevator. We have issued the contract to Mid-South. They are in the process of ordering the parts. They gave me a date that was faster than I was pleased with the timeline that they gave me. They talking, I'm hesitant to say because I honestly don't think they can do it. So I don't want to set expectations. I really believe we're looking at late May, early June. Now, if they do come in before that, then I'll be thrilled, but I don't have high hopes.
Well, we might have to work on them, just to accommodate, people because, like Mr. Turner, coming up and stuff, I wouldn't want to happen.
If y'all want me to explore alternate locations, I will. And I'll even bring up to Mayor Sproul, about our elevator situation, and maybe we would be better suited meeting over in City Hall.
Are we talking for just that meeting, or are you talking?
I'm thinking we may have to think about moving for the rest of them. Just because the people can't get up and down, like Mr. Turner today, and that weighs on his mind, not being able to come up and down. And I just hate for somebody not to be able to have access to the meeting that we wanted, to be. Even though we could have them stream it live, some people may not have access.
Mr. Turner might not want to do it.
Something.
I know probably the safe one would be a good place, but I do remember our board attorney saying something one time about if we're gonna move it, there's something required because this is the county seat or something, but anyway.
I tell you, the best location is the second floor of the city hall. They got that good conference room. We're all around the big table together and seating for 25. They've got spectator viewing. So maybe mention her, that there's a second floor room up there that's really.
I've seen it, yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's better than that boardroom, so.
I think it's crowded.
Say again, Supervisor?
I was gonna say emergency management, our building right over here.
Oh, I doubt we could get, we might could get all of the board members in there, but if there was anybody that wanted to attend, we would be, and we'd be hard pressed.
One of those two. The city hall's got a really good room, maybe we'll go check it out.
Yeah, we need to be thinking about the.
I'll explore options there, and I'll talk with Mayor Sproul about our elevator situation and see if we don't need to try and do something different on board.
I just want to make sure about that comment.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
know you've done a good job, you know.
We do
today,
too, I mean, we certainly do.
But if somebody shows up here that didn't know the elevator was out, and then, you know.
When we get the ponds, will there still be a problem getting the ponds installed? Actually getting it fixed?
I have never been party to an elevator restoration that didn't get behind schedule. I'm just here, I've done them, in several locations, in a couple of locations in Jackson. And it just either the parts or trying to schedule subs or just the complications of it, it just always seems to take a long time to get those elevator repairs done. And
Well, I think the board wants to explore trying to come up with a location that's.
yes, sir. I'll have those. I'll consult. I'll send out email. I'll figure this thing out and send out an email.
Yeah.
You know, legally know that.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'll explore all that. Me and Rob and Marley will get together and do some research on that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, justice court might be an option, the circuit court over here might be an
Yes, sir.
option, so. Yeah. Yeah.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays is their court.
So Mondays and
So to your questions, I'll get with the mayor. Thank you, y'all.
Alright, anything else? Alright. Supervisor's business, I'll start with Supervisor Little, District 4.
The only thing I have is the same thing that I've said about Florence today, but it really weighs on my heart with that honest, that we make sure that whatever we need to do, that we get with the energy people or, you know, that do that where that all the right of ways are kept cut and clean and clear. So if we get lost in it, if whatever happens, it won't be because we hadn't done anything we could.
Supervisor Carter.
No, I don't. I'll tell you a quick funny story though. We cut a tree first time, a lady hit a tree and smashed into it. It's about 10 o'clock in the snow. It's just funny. It's the first time I did that. It's a fast forward 5 o'clock. I saw an Illinois plate on the van. Fast forward, it's a Sunday morning at 5. And I just said, she was crying and walked outside and I said, we were there last night. I was thinking, I said, what are you doing here? He said, I moved from Illinois 2 weeks to get away from the weather. I said, I've never been that close to a wreck for the weather. I thought it was funny. I said, well, she said, I might go back though. I love that. Moved down here to get away from the weather. None of the guys did great and awesome. Jarvis did, I communicated with Jarvis just to kind of test him, not to test him so much, see, he is communication very, very good. Very, very pleased with Jarvis.
Supervisor Trainer.
Do we need any action to move forward on the proposals that were presented to us as it relates to the our board package? If we do, I'd like to make a motion that we move forward and those,
which one of those?
With those recommendations that relating to the road department.
Oh.
Improvements and things like that.
I thought they just said, well, we can go make a motion to allow them to move forward. Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
What is the motion for?
With the proposals that were outlined in the executive session.
And also, I would like to say that we all need some additional funding for projects, and I would like to see us either look at utilizing some of the proceeds from the hospital sale or look at issuing a note